All right, good morning, party people. Here we go. We're rocking and rolling on a Tuesday morning, and we're going to get started. So last week, I kind of teased you guys with a special announcement, and we've been working on some things as it relates to some details and logistics. But we had floated an idea past a bunch of people to see if there would be interest, and it seems like there is. So special announcement for this crew to take advantage of before Thanksgiving for you and your families. And here's what it is. Next week, Thursday, November 19th, I have a friend who owns a private testing company, is going to come into the North Shore Market Center to do COVID testing and antibody testing for you and your families before Thanksgiving to take advantage of, to make sure that you and your families are safe. Before you jump into your family and social gatherings. Lake Country, stay tuned. We're working out logistics of a day to head out there as well if there's interest out there. But please note, we will be sending out details and logistics on how to register for this date either today or tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Keller Williams, we locally here are going to subsidize the cost of the testing as a way to give back to you guys. This year we can't do a Christmas party. We can't do a lot of things that have brought us together. So we figured this was kind of a very 2020 way of giving back to our group. So note, this is for you guys, your families, kids, whatever it is that you'd want to come in and get tested. Please note, this is not intended to be a client event. This is only intended to be an internal event. So instead of going to wait for a few hours over at Miller Park or wherever else you may go, feel free to pack your family up in the car, come on down to the Market Center on Thursday, November 19th. More details and logistics around this, but we'll do both the PCR test and the antibody test. So stay tuned for more details if interested. Cool. All right, Lindsay Vranek, I'm turning it over to you for a Tech Tuesday update.
All right, morning, everybody. So today I wanted to highlight a very interesting, very cool feature that's part of the contacts in Command, and that's the saved search. So similar to how you can set up a saved search with an MLS, you can do the same thing within Command. And so this is going to be within the contact detail page in the contact section. So Charlie, if you want to go to the next slide. So if you have contacts or clients who have downloaded your branded KW app, you're going to be able to set them up on a saved search and also send them automated emails. So you can set an entire range of search criteria, including price, property type, listing type, bedroom, bathroom count. And you can set this up for either a specific zip code or multiple neighborhoods for that client. And then you're able to set up those automated emails. And so you have multiple different options with the frequency for when you want to send out those emails, either instant, daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. So if you want to go to the next slide, then Charlie, I've got a couple different screenshots here. So this first one is just showing, this particular example is showing multiple neighborhoods that the agent set up for the client. And then you've got your search criteria. So it's very, very user-friendly, really simple. It takes maybe 1 or 2 minutes to set this up. And then the next slide is just going to show you those email frequencies for those notifications. So if you set it up on instant, it's going to send out an email 30 minutes within either a new listing or, let's say, a price change. And then the next slide that I have is just an example of the email that the client is going to receive. So I set myself up on a saved search just to see the functionality of this on the consumer side as well. And so this is actually Peter Gossman's listing. And the day that this went live, I received an email at 4:30 in the morning. So I believe this was a delayed listing. The moment it went live on, I believe it was October 24th. Yep, I got an email instantly that morning in my email account. So it's a really, really great looking email, super easy to read and set up, and it's branded with your marketing profile information. So it's a little cut off here, but it's branded with my information in the header and the footer. And so join me today, 1 o'clock tech training. I'm going to be going through contacts just in general. We had some recent updates with contacts, so this is a really great training to jump on. It'll be recorded and uploaded to YouTube as always for you guys to check out if you can't make it today. And then one other announcement also pertaining to contacts is that eEdge is ending. If you can see Brad's sign, December 31st is that last day. So eEdge will be sunsetted on December 31st. So if you still have your contacts in that platform, if you're still using those campaigns within eEdge, now is the time to export those contacts and import them into Command and set your contacts up on Smart Plans and email campaigns in Command. So I'll be going through how to actually do the export out of eEdge into Command today. So great training if you are still using eEdge or if you just want to utilize the contacts more. I'm going to show how to add activities, how to add notes, and really just manage your contacts in the best way possible.
Cool. Lindsay, thank you. Guys, I have one word for you. If you write anything down today, write one word down for me as it relates to 2021. It's automate. Learn how to automate your lead generation systems so that you have the system working for you even when you're not. Right? That's all Lindsay is trying to do, is help you automate your lead generation systems through all of the features of Command. So feel free to set up one-on-ones with her or check out the 1 o'clock training typically on Tuesdays, all around automation. Automate your lead generation in 2021. Leverage Lindsay in order to do that. All right, Kimmy, I'm turning it over. Oh, actually, no, I'm turning it over to Jen Turner. And Jen Turner, you're up for green sheet conversion to commissions in Command.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. This is very exciting. I've been running some trainings on Thursdays at 1:30, and we've been going through the teams and we're doing one-on-ones with them. So commissions in Command, it's live cap tracking. Every time you enter a commission, it'll update your cap. One platform from start to finish for compliance and a cleaner, simpler interface. You can move along. So here is the cap tracking that will update every time you have a contract to close. By the time you roll over on your cap, it'll be 100% accurate. It won't import what you have currently, but going along, that'll get more and more accurate as you use it. Next. And you'll never have to leave. No more popping out of Command to go over to MyKW to grab a green sheet and download it as a PDF. All of that's over. You're in just one place working your entire deal end to end. And it's super easy, you guys. Like, it's really easy to read. No more tabbing, no more entering zeros. It's going to be such a great opportunity for you guys to simplify and maintain that look and feel all the way through your transaction.
Cool. So Jen, when are the commissions in Command trainings upcoming?
They're every Thursday at 1:30. And as always, the MCA's office is available for any questions, any one-on-ones. We are here for you.
Guys, it's easy peasy. It's the whole idea of this is to get you into one platform so you don't have to worry about green sheets. It's a very simple conversion. Southwest has actually already converted all 100% into commissions in Command. We are going to be doing a rollout here over the next 6 weeks here to get you guys implemented into it. And it'll help solve a lot of the issues that you guys have had either with green sheets or better understanding caps or various things like that. So the idea here is to give you the information you need right at your fingertips within one platform. So check out the Thursday trainings at 1:30 with Jen on commissions in Command, or be on the lookout for some training videos if you just simply want to check it out. Cool. Thanks, Jen. All right, Kimmy, now it's on to you for some compliance updates, and I'm actually going to turn the screen over to you.
Perfect. Good morning, everybody. So I'm talking this morning about just how we are executing our documents, where we're getting e-signatures. So for a lot of you, especially newer agents, we've been really pushing the DocuSign rooms. Again, just to try to simplify the process and yeah, that's truly the main reason. What we've been finding is that DocuSign Rooms, unfortunately, just has a few glitches that are pretty significant glitches where they're impacting the contract. So specifically what we've seen is, and for some reason it's just the GMAR Addendum A, there's a strike-through glitch. So we've seen that once you move a contract into the signature packet, some of the strike-throughs are shifting over. So Obviously, that's a big deal. We don't want that to happen. We are working with KW support on figuring out where the issue is stemming from and how can we resolve it. But in the meantime, I want to be sure that your contracts are in compliance and you're not, having to correct things or review things over and over again to ensure everything is accurate. So what I'm highly encouraging agents to do, and I believe a lot of you are already doing this, is to start and finish your contracts in zip form. So this would mean creating the transaction in zip form like we've already recommended, drafting in zip form, getting signatures in zip form, and then downloading from zip form and manually uploading into Command. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to get a signature in zip form. It's very simple. So if I pull up a document and click, once I complete it, I go to eSign. I can change the packet name, which I recommend you do because obviously over the course of a transaction, you're going to send out numerous packets for signature. So make this name specific. The signing service, you do have two options. You'll see DocuSign or Digital Ink. I recommend DocuSign. I think that's a much more intuitive system. And you can set up your preferences so that DocuSign is your default, so that it always defaults to DocuSign. Click Next. Your parties will automatically drop in here if you've set them up in the Parties tab. And then click Next again. And this will bring you to what looks like a DocuSign window. So it's going to look very similar if you were using DocuSign Rooms to create those envelopes. You'll see it's very, very similar. The signature fields will typically drop into the correct place, but again, always verify that it's in the correct place, and then you'd click Send. We are working on, just going back to the documents, all of the forms, so all the state forms, as always, are in the WRA library. We also have our KW North Shore library, and for Lake Country, you have a Lake Country library, where we have some of our more office-specific forms. We are working on updating this with more forms. If you're not seeing a form in this library that's required, so for example, the KW disclosure, this form was updated in the last couple of weeks, so you'll just find it in your packet here as a PDF. But once that's updated, we will move it into the folder so it's a fillable form. So from time to time, you might see that those required office forms are just in PDF format. And be sure that you're applying those templates. So I'm going to take one little quick step back here. When you're creating your transaction, do a listing. Towards the bottom here, it asks you to select a template. Please be sure you're choosing one of these global templates. This will ensure all those required forms are dropped into your documents automatically. And then once you download your signed, let me go back in here. Once you send a document off for signature and your clients have signed, it's going to drop back into your documents folder at the bottom here into its own folder. And you can see it automatically converts to a PDF. So then all you would need to do is download it to your computer. And what's nice is it'll just kind of sit at the bottom of your browser. And then when it's time to upload for compliance review, we just click Add File, and then you can drag and drop. So it's not, honestly, not a ton, it's not going to be a lot more steps. It's probably the same amount of steps, but we're just removing that DocuSign Room feature for now until we figure out the bug and the glitch and get that all sorted out. While I have my screen shared, I am just going to quickly remind you all about continuing education and renewing your license, as well as GMAR dues. So once you've completed your continuing education, all those classes, you're going to go to the DSPS website, dsps.wi.gov. You're going to go to the self-service tab and drop down to under Business and Health, Renew License Online. And you'll have to enter your license number and a PIN. If you forgot your PIN, you just click here and it'll prompt you and send you your PIN. And then you follow the prompts from there. So just wanted to be sure I shared that while I had my screen shared. And that's all I've got for you guys today.
And then do we need to send you something verifying that we did that final step?
Yep, please send me confirmation that you've completed your CE and you renewed your license, as well as your GMAR dues. Make sure you're notifying me when those GMAR dues are paid as well. Thanks, Amanda.
Cool. Thanks, Kimmy. All right, guys, now I'm going to jump into market insights, and it is November 10th. We just finished up the month of October. So I took a look at, as we wrap up the month of October, what does it look like by price point and what's going on within the marketplace? I'm sure many of you are feeling it right now, but the market, it's an October that unlike anything that we've seen, and I would probably say November is going to be true and December is probably going to be the same. So when we look here this is more so of a ground us in why we look at median pricing as I move through some of these slides by price segment. The median is really the middle of the data set, right? It takes out the outliers of maybe a $6 million property that's sold, and it also takes out the outlier of maybe a $50,000 property that's sold that may skew the typical average of values. So median really gives us the middle number in terms of where does it sit within the marketplace when evaluating pricing. So just keep that in mind. So here's one of the things I want to help you guys understand too. And I've done this, pretty much throughout the year, but it's a really good understanding of looking at where the market is trending, right? And I always break down the metrics based on future production and current production, right? Future production are our leading metrics leading into future production. Current production are lag metrics. It's everything that's already showed up. It's closed. Everybody's been paid. Life moves on, right? So I took a look back, and I'm going to look here, and we're going to compare future production or the lead metrics, right? Which is listings taken volume, contracts written units, and contracts written volume, right? This is on the sell side. This is on the buy side. And what I'm going to do is show you the trend across the industry here, going back all the way to April 2020 versus April 2019 to show you how the lead metrics showed up in the future months as lag metrics from a closed production standpoint, right? So April, right in the middle of the stay-at-home order, listings taken was down significantly, contracts written were down significantly. Where does that show up? That showed up in May, where closed units were down, almost a correlative effect, right? Almost down 28% on units and down 28% on volume. So then let's move ahead, right? So then May hits. All right, great. What do we got? So then May hits, boom, you can see here in terms of the leading metrics of what's going to show up in June. Leading metrics, listings taken units were still down 22%. However, contracts written on the buyer side was only down 9%. Here you can see trend improvement. So where does this show up from May standpoint? It showed up in June, right? You can see June from a closed units and closed volume standpoint was significantly improved from May, right? And then we jump in moving forward then is you go into June of, all right, what are the June leading metrics? And you can start to see June is when the industry really started to turn around. Buyer contracts written units were up 8%, volume was up 25. That then showed up in closed production in July, right? July was up 5% in units, up 14% in volume. Great. That's very, very positive. So then what did it look like for future production or leading metrics for July? See, now July, again, you see a trend here, down 38, down 22, down 14. Really, July had an improvement in terms of listings taken units, only down 6% in units, but up 6% in volume. And buyer contracts written units were up 17%. Where does that show up? It showed up in August. August, again, continued. Closed units were up 3%. Closed volume was up 21. Great. That's the close. That's the lagging metrics. Now let's look at the leading metrics from August that would have led to September volume, right? This was the first time, August was the first time we saw listings taken unit within the 1 month positive over the prior year, right? Listings taken unit was up 3%. Listings taken volume was up 7%. Buyer contracts really took a massive jump in the month of August, up 30%, and then written volume was up 39%. Where does that show up? It shows up in September closed volume. September closed units were up 24%. September closed volume was up 36%. Again, we're always looking to the month behind in terms of the leading metrics in our industry, listings taken units and contracts written units, in terms of where do we think this is going. So let's take a look at where September ended up in terms of our leading metrics moving forward to how it showed up in October. So again, positive listings taken units showed up in September, positive listings taken volume. Again, massive increase in contracts written. This is just, remember, September 2020 versus September 2019. Where does that show up? It shows up in a massive October. October closed units were up 29%, and closed sales volume was up 39%. Great. So we're sitting here on November 10th. What are we looking at? We're going to look at what happened in October in terms of what will be predictive to November and December closed sales volume, right? October, again, another for the third straight month, positive listings taken unit versus the prior year within that given month. Listings taken volume up 13%, really, really strong and healthy. You can see down here, the buyer contracts written units were up 31%, contracts written volume up 43%. Where is this going to show up? It's going to show up in November and it's going to show up in December. Here's where I'm going with all of this. And I stated this probably starting in August, maybe even in July, is September, best month ever in residential real estate history across the Metro MLS. October, best month October. November, I'm predicting to be one of the best Novembers we've ever in terms of the total residential sales. And same thing with December. The industry's all indications show that the industry is going to continue to forge forward here in the fourth quarter of 2020. And I would also, based on a lot of the macroeconomics that we've been studying and looking ahead to 2021, looking ahead to 2021 should be one of the most robust residential real estate markets across various multiple factors that are leading to this. But my point to you here is this: don't be a typical average agent who takes November and December off. There is a ton of business being written right now that's going to close in the next 2 months to finish off the year incredibly, incredibly strong. The reason I say that, there's been many people that we all know across southeastern Wisconsin right now from an income standpoint or production standpoint that are struggling. Remember this: busy is a blessing. If you're busy right now in the fourth quarter, it is an absolute blessing. It's an absolute gift. So take advantage of it while the market is hot and continue to do your thing. All right, so where does that leave us the year to date? Because of an incredibly strong October, really September, October, last 2-3 months, year to date, you know, if you were to go back and rewatch some of these team meetings of what we had in the spring, where the outlook was very bleak, really it's since midsummer on has really carried the industry forward. And you can see year to date, based on the various degrees of metrics that we're looking at, where the industry sits so far year to date. And I expect November and December to be more continued green metrics moving forward in a really strong and robust market as we head into 2021. So that's where I'm seeing from a trends perspective across the marketplace. Jumping in here, here's where we're taking a look at across 3 different price segments, right? The first one I'm going to look at is less than 350K. So what showed up October last year versus October this year in terms of the industry for those, for the inventory that was less than 350,000, right? Reminder, less than 350,000, it represents 72% of the total inventory across the market, right? So here's what I know. Total inventory, again, still remains suppressed simply because we haven't been able to elevate the inventory across the marketplace from what was lost in the spring. However, yet in the month of October, you can see, again, new inventory units, this is a leading metric, was up 2.7%. Really, really strong indicator, again, moving forward for the inventory of less than 350,000. If you look here again, units under contract, these are properties that will be closing most likely in November, December. Units that went under contract across the MLS for homes that were less than 350,000 was up 26%. Units sold, this is a lagging metric, was up 25%. And then here's where we get into pricing. Pricing here, median price point for those homes less than 350,000 was up 12%, and the price per square foot was up 15% in October of 2020 versus October of 2019. So really, really strong market here as we look at the trend analysis for those homes for inventory less than 350K. Now, 350K to 700K right now, this represents 21% of the total inventory. And this very similar story to less than 350K, right? The total inventory still remains suppressed, down 19% this year versus last year in the month of October. However, new inventory units that came to the marketplace within this price segment from 350 to 700 was up 23%. That is really, really strong indicators of, again, continuing momentum into November and December. It's a leading metric for our industry, right? Units under contract, another leading metric for us in terms of looking ahead at future production within this price segment. 43% of units that went under contract for this price segment was up 43% this year versus last year, and the units sold was up 67%. This price segment within the economy right now is really, really healthy. And to be honest with you, totally not shocking as it relates to, as we've talked a little bit about the K-shaped recovery. Those who have been least impacted by everything that's been going on, both with COVID and with the political markets, have continued to see really, really strong economics. And those that have been most impacted by COVID and most impacted by the political turmoil has been, impacted the most. But the 350 to 700 range is really, really strong, really, really solid, and will continue to be moving forward here. When we look at median price points sold in the month of October, interestingly enough, and I'll talk about this too in the luxury market when we look above 700K, price per square foot was up 6.5% roughly. And there was no change in the median price point sold within the month of October. It's interesting to me just knowing that, simple supply and demand, that demand in units under contract up 43% in a market with inventory down 19%. I can't quite put my finger on that. And I'll show, but that's where we stand for 350 to 700K. Now let's look at those homes, what I would consider in southeastern Wisconsin, 700,000 plus, the luxury market. As a reminder, this is only 7% of the total inventory within the marketplace, right? So when we look at October this year versus October of last year, total inventory a little bit better than the market. It was only down 16%. And new inventory units was actually better than the market. But when you really consider it, it was up 7.6%. It was essentially 7 units. There were 7 more units that came on the market in this fall versus last fall. Again, small base. Only 99 units right now in the month of October came to the market over 700K. Here, when you look at units under contract, again, really, really strong, even though it's off a small base, up 54% is nothing to scoff at. When you look ahead to the fall, this is all the leading metrics that will show up then again in November and December. And the units that sold, the lagging metric, up 43%. Still, luxury market still remains really, really strong, really, really hot, which is great. Again, similar to 350 to 700, pricing here was slightly impacted by price per square foot in the median price point. And again, this kind of goes against everything I would have believed, knowing that total inventory is down and units that are going under contract is way up. So something I'll be paying attention to. For perspective, this is the first time that we haven't seen within this price segment, just again, one single month where we didn't see a price appreciation within the marketplace. It's the first month. So I always say 1 time's an anomaly, 2 times begins a trend. So I'll be looking ahead as we close out November here in a few weeks as to where the pricing appreciation or depreciation is heading here. So cool. All right, moving into total market, all price points. This is the total market here. You can see total inventory still remains really suppressed, down 23%. New inventory units up 1.3% across the total market. That's really, really healthy for the future of our industry. We need to continue to see continued trends of positive new inventory units coming to the marketplace. Units that went under contract here up 31%, units sold up 29%. And then you can see across the total market, again, because you got to remember, 91% of the, or 93% of the total inventory is below 700K. You can see that pricing across the southeastern Wisconsin continues to appreciate. So if you take out the 700 plus K, it's the anomaly within the data set. So I'll be sending all of this data out to you guys immediately after. Diana will be as well in terms of our weekly insights and resources recap for you. So what to make of the market of the moment? This is what I call the grocery store pitch. When someone comes up to you and says, hey, I heard the market's hot. What's going on? Here's how you can effectively talk to the marketplace, right? Fall 2020 continues to be one of the most robust markets we've ever seen in the residential real estate space in southeastern Wisconsin. And it will continue to be such through the end of the year based on all the metrics we're looking at. And if you're talking to your clients, I very much predict 2021 to continue to remain strong and hot, looking ahead to the next 12 months as well. Part of that reason is there's some really, really strong buyer demand remains intact. Buyer showings remain really, really incredibly strong. Inventory is efficiently moving through the system. And what I mean by it's efficiently moving through the system, days on market are lowering, sales absorption rates remain really, really high. It means the percentage of inventory that's coming off the marketplace. And favorable interest rates. There have been no motivation to continue to raise interest rates. So you'll continue to see really, really low interest rates to help people get into the housing market. And then pricing continues to appreciate. You know, if you have someone who's considering selling, it's a really, really, again, it's a really solid time because pricing continues to appreciate. And if someone's looking for the peak of the market or the valley of the market, you'll never be able to hit it. It's impossible to predict. So that is my grocery store pitch. And the inventory shortage is still impacting all three price points, yet it's impacting the inventory less than 350K the most because it's also 72% of the total inventory. All right, so we finished up October and we have the language of real estate, right? The language of real estate are all the leading metrics that we look at in terms of what's going on across the brokerage community, what's going on in terms of future production, where is the industry going? And I always say success is outpacing the market average. Why? Because if you're outpacing the market average, it means you're taking market share. So here you can see this is across the total brokerage community in southeastern Wisconsin, right? If I showed this to you maybe 2-3 months ago, almost every single broker in southeastern Wisconsin was down, and you can see the impact the fall has had on everybody's business. I mean, Shore West, who's the largest player in the market, up 7.4% year to date. And that's coming when 2 months ago they were down 2%. So you can see the impact the fall market has had on every single major broker. KW, again, this is a testament to your guys' success in continuing to pave and forge forward, up 34% year to date, number 2 broker in southeastern Wisconsin. Congrats. Now, take a look at in terms of the top 25 office trends in Milwaukee. Again, this is how I compare ourselves to our peer group in terms of where people's businesses are trending. And this is a collective efforts of everything that you guys have within the marketplace and the trends that you're seeing within your businesses, right? So KW Prestige, which if you haven't heard, there's a new office opening up in the Germantown area, servicing from Germantown over to Hartford all the way up to West Bend. KW Prestige has around 35 agents. Their business is up 188% year to date. Congrats to that group. KW Lake Country, get this. KW Lake Country now cracks the top 10 offices in Metro Milwaukee. It comes in at number 8 in the top 10 offices in Metro Milwaukee, up 83% year to date. Southwest having a really solid year, up 17%. And then the North Shore crew up 27%. You know, one of the things, guys, I will say, you know, I get this question often. Oh, yeah, that's great. Like, take Prestige as an example, the Germantown location, or take Lake Country as an example. Oh, yeah, you're up 83% because you acquired that person's business and you went from 0 to 100%. That's not the truth. What you have to understand is your volume history is associated to your license, and your volume history follows people when they move. So if we bring an agent in who's down 20%, that down 20% shows up within these numbers. So this is true organic growth trends that you're seeing of year over year comparables, no matter where people are, because all of these statistics are related to your individual licenses, no matter where they end up in as it relates to your brokerage relationship. So you can see, again, this is a total testament to the organic growth that you guys are driving to not only your businesses, but your incomes and your families at the end of the day. So congrats. You can see here's the language of real estate. Again, leading metrics and lag metrics as it relates to the peer group. This is North Shore versus the Metro MLS. Again, success is outpacing the average. Every single one of these 8 or so metrics, the North Shore crew is Group is outpacing the Metro MLS. And again, this is all organic growth in terms of what you guys are delivering for your businesses. You can see here then how it compares to the North Shore brokerage trends on a rolling 12-month average from a trend analysis standpoint. North Shore Crew up 27%. And again, a lot of people across the industry are having great success. This isn't just the KW thing. This is the entire industry is doing well right now. Rising tides lifts all ships. You could see Shore West in the North Shore market up 9.6, First Weber up 13, Realty Execs up 8. Again, rising tides lifts all ships. It's great to see for everybody across the community. Here, Lake Country, KW Lake Country, this is, I mean, these are just stupid results. It's again, testament to everything that you guys are doing in terms of driving your productivity forward to drive organic growth for you guys. But you can see KW Lake Country here on the far right with the Metro MLS statistics here in the middle gray box. Again, success is outpacing the average. Outpacing the average is taking market share every single freaking day. Congrats, guys, out in the Lake Country Group. All right, and then we see here Lake Country brokerage trends on the rolling 12-month trend analysis. You can see right here, KW Lake Country, the #2 brokerage out in that community now, up 83% year to date. And again, testament to the Lake Country Group across the entire community. You can see almost every single major broker in the Lake Country community is up. Almost everybody is up double digits outside of 2 outliers within this data set. So again, it's a testament to the industry and what everybody's doing in terms of helping people move effectively through their transactions and taking advantage of the win that's in our sales. So congrats, Lake Country Crew, #2 brokerage remains here in October, up 83% in the Lake Country marketplace versus your peers. Awesome. So then we're going to jump into profit share, right? And I'm going to share a quick little video because I get questions on profit share quite a bit. And there's some major numbers being thrown around. And I don't think the total, our group doesn't totally fully comprehend the real opportunity that's available to you within profit share. So I'm just going to play a quick 1-minute video that helps you better understand what the profit share opportunity is at KW and why we talk about it.
When deals close, agents who haven't capped pay company dollar to the market center. The market center uses that money to pay its bills. What's left over is profit. Every real estate business is in business for profit, and usually the owners keep all of that profit. This practice makes sense. Owners invest in businesses with the hope of seeing a return. At Keller Williams Realty, we do things a little differently. We believe in growing the business together. So we split the profit between the owners who took the risk and the associates who have helped grow the market center. Roughly 52% goes to the owners who took the risk, and roughly 48% goes to the associates who helped grow the market center. So, how is it dispersed? We figure out what percentage of the market center's profit is a result of that associate, and we take that percentage of the profit share pool and disperse it through the branches of that associate's profit share tree on a monthly basis. The associate sponsor gets half, the associate sponsor's sponsor gets 10%, and so on until all of it is dispersed through 7 levels of sponsorship. At Keller Williams Realty, we believe the profit will grow exponentially when everybody has the opportunity to share in it. We believe in finding the win-win and in doing the right thing, because together, everyone will achieve more.
Cool. So that's profit share in a nutshell, right? That's what I call the Cliff Notes version of what is profit share. It's a great explanation to help better understand the opportunity of passive income and profit share. And the reason why I share that is because you have to understand this. Profit share is cultural to who we are. Why do I say that? It's because we have so many people who are willing to invest their time, energy, and resources in pouring into the productivity of others, whether it's mentoring people, whether it's offering shadowing opportunities, whether it's doing training activities, right, to serve you guys and your businesses. And the reason I say that is because it's all there to drive productivity, and productivity correlates to profit, right? And so when people understand that that's in the fabric ingrained into who we are, and what that is in terms of why people give back and why they're so collaborative and why they're so inclusive, they understand that by giving and pouring back into others, that rising tides lifts all ships mentality helps raise the profit share pool that most a ton of people participate in. So here's the results. October 2020, which will be deposited in many people's bank accounts Saturday, November 21st. Perfect timing for you to take advantage of Black Friday shopping deals or Small Business Saturday, right? October 2020, there'll be $99,397 going back to KW Associates just in Milwaukee. This represents a 224% increase over October of last year, right? Year to date, it'll be $687,000 going back just to the Milwaukee group. And lifetime across KW Milwaukee profit share, it's $2.9 million. It's a ton of money. And get this, we haven't talked about this before, but I want to reveal something to you guys. You may not know, but there's a 50% club and there's a 100% club. And you may say, Charlie, what the heck does that mean? Here's what the 50% club means. It means we have a handful of associates who earn more than half of their KW cap back in the form of profit share. And we have 9 people who earn more than 100% of what they contribute to their KW cap back in the form of profit share, right? So let's take a look. 8 people in the 50% club. Karen Trimble, congrats on 50%. Kathy Riley, Julie Litkin, Nick Fetting, Katie Falk, Katie Neville, Molly Gallagher, Stephanie Minnick. Congrats. Those 8 people represent the 50% club. Now, the 100% club, these are people who make more in profit share than their KW cap. Get this, the foundation has always kind of been, and a lot of people have noted, Andrew Stillman, Martha Ola, Maureen Stale, Will Stale. 2 years ago, Jay Schmidt and Janine Werner joined the 100% club where they make more than in profit share than what they contribute in their caps. Last year, Jonathan Newby and Megan Stale joined the 100% club. And new in 2020, the person who's joining the 100% club, KG Sells, Wisconsin, Kevin Gardy, congrats on joining the 100% club, earning more in profit share than you contribute to your cap. So guys, profit share is an unbelievable opportunity. And as you see continued momentum in the business model at KW, it's a phenomenal opportunity for you guys to take advantage of in terms of passive income. And if you have questions on it, feel free to reach out to myself, Mandy, Diana, or anybody you see here who are definitely taking advantage of it at a high level. Cool. All right, October year-to-date 2020 awards, and I'm going to kind of wrap this up, and we'll go fast. It'll be like the Kentucky Derby, as Mandy likes to say. All right, October Home Run Club. What's the Home Run Club? It's 1 listing taken, 1 contract written, 1 contract closed. A ton of people, excuse my French, a shitload of people who had a home run club in the month of October. Congrats. A handful of people to call out. Aletha Champagne, even while you're moving to a new home. Congrats. Andrea Carvello, who's having a career year. Annie J continues to kill it. Callie Adler, all part of that accountability group. Jesse K, who's coming in hot. He's made on like his first month in the business. He's already hitting a home run club in October. Julie Bolgren, congrats. Nevs, congrats. Laura Bolton, Lori Folk, Sarah Mundi, Sarah Reardon, Sophia Berry, who says you can't build a big business during a transition. And many, many of you continue to do incredible, incredible things in the month of October. Here, the $1 Million Month Club, $1 Million Month in the month of October. You know, this is probably 3x normally what it is for a month of October. A handful of people to call out. Dan Mickelson, probably having one of his best years yet in residential real estate, absolutely killing it in the month of October. John Lorenz coming on strong. Julie Litkin, Katie Monteblano, Kelly Nicolancy, Megan Stale, congrats. The Wright Group, and Todd and Andrea Weichert having a killer month in the month of October. All right, jumping over to the month of October for individual awards in KW Lake Country. Again, as I mentioned before, John Lorenz absolutely killing it, up right around 1.6 million. Katie Monteblano, 1.3. Annie Stabler rounding out the top 3 at 1.1. Year to date, Big Mike Schaefer leading the pack at 8.1 million. Annie Stabler right on his heels at 7.6, and Lorenz right on her heels at 7.5. And then you can see down here year-to-date units with Lorenz leading the pack at 24 and Nikki Kunik right there at 23 for individual agents in Lake Country. All right, jumping over to team awards. Team Trimble really pacing the group in the month of October at 6.5 million with Gallagher Lake Country down there at 3.8. Then year-to-date volume, again, Team Trimble having an incredible year, right around 64 million with Gallagher Lake Country at 51. And the ladies of Bark River having a great year. Nicole and Katie, congrats at 8.9. And then you can see units down below. Jumping over to individual volume in the month of October for North Shore, Molitor leading the pack. And get this, for individual, 7 of the top 10 were over $1 million in the month of October, and 3 were north of 2 million. Congrats to Aletha, Amanda, and John. You can see here, team October volume, Falkgrove and Gallagher leading the pace in the month of October at 12.5. Congrats to Falkgrove and Gallagher. JSG and SRG rounding out the top 3. And then you can see the most competitive competition in the city of Milwaukee right here in spots 7 through 10. Also, one quick shout out, Natasha Duvall, October 30th, had 12 closings. Duvall Group Real Estate, 12 closings on October 30th. Major shout out to Natasha, one of her best days ever in residential real estate. Awesome. Jumping over here again. The market gives you volume, agents control their units. The market gives you volume, agents control their units. You can see here individual agent unit count for year to date so far in the top 10. Andrew, shout out to Andrea Crivello, man. Seriously, having a phenomenal career year for you. Love seeing you continue to have your momentum. And then over here, year to date individual volume in the top 10 in the North Shore. And then jumping into year to date team units. Again, market gives you volume. The teams control their units. It's the one thing you can control is your conversion rate of your clients. You can see here year to date top 10 for team units. And then you can see here year to date team volume. JSG leading the way at 127. Falkgrove and Gallagher, welcome to the $100 million club. Get this, number 1 team in the MLS, the number 2 team in the MLS, the number 3 team in the MLS, all right there. JSG, Falkgrove and Gallagher, and Stollery Realty Group. Congrats. And then you can see here again the most competitive competition, spots 7 through 10 to round out the top 10. Congrats everybody on an incredible October and an incredible strong finish to the end of the year. And you can see here is year-to-date volume. And again, we'll send this stuff out and also post it for you guys to utilize and leverage to help you share your story. Awesome. All right, Mandy, I'm turning it over to you to wrap us up, to give us upcoming education and training and events.
All right, sounds good. Good morning. So open enrollment for Stride Health has begun. Open enrollment's the one time a year you can enroll in your health insurance for the next year. So they are open through December 15th. If you're looking for more information, they are doing a few webinars today and tomorrow. If you're just looking to see if it's a better price option for you or something like that. So we'll be sure to send out the link to those webinars as well as how to enroll coming out later today.
Take advantage of the Stride Health offering through KW. It's a phenomenal marketplace for you to explore your health insurance options. It's a great platform. I highly recommend checking it out if you're on independent insurance. All right, Kadi, what's coming next?
Yeah, next slide. This is the last week you guys can go back and review anything from Mega Camp. So if it's been on your list of things to do, get in there. It's your last week. So all those scripts, all those masterminds, log into your portal and be sure to take up all of that stuff here over the last week of having that on demand. Next slide. So November training calendar. So tomorrow we have a really great opportunity. The Hinton Fair Group, who has a big team out of Chicago and is now growing a team in the Milwaukee market, they're doing an open house boot camp. This is their most attended event in Chicago. We will be doing it via Zoom. If you're new, if you're looking for ways to do this during COVID, please jump onto the open house boot camp tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Kevin and Emily. We also have, Jen mentioned it earlier, but Commissions in Command is at 1:30 tomorrow, and then Maureen and friends rounding out on Friday. All of these things, just a reminder, are available on the YouTube channel. We are putting more descriptions. We're getting more creative with the playlists. So if you miss anything, if you're struggling just for a certain resource, do not forget about the KW YouTube channel. So feel free to go there. Tons of great stuff if you miss anything or want to go back. And then one other reminder is about our weekly email that goes out on Tuesdays. Another awesome resource. If you only read one email from Charlie or Diana a week, this is the one. So we will include everything from Stride Health, important recordings of videos, anything you need for the week, especially all of these numbers and statistics and awards and things that go out. So look for that. It usually comes out every Tuesday after team meeting.
Cool. Thanks, Mandy. Guys, reminder, save the date, Thursday, November 19th. We're doing COVID testing here. That will be our gift back to you guys. We'll be subsidizing testing for you and your family. Details to forthcoming. Lake Country crew, Diana is going to be taking a pulse to see if we can get this done for out in Lake Country as well, if there's enough interest. But be on the lookout for an email from me some point either today or tomorrow with details on how to register and what you need for that. Your families are welcome as well, including your kids. All right, Lake Country crew, I'll let you guys jump off to the Lake Country meetup. North Shore crew, I will stick on and convert over to new listing and buyer needs. Guys, have a great week. Stay healthy, be safe.